Hello and welcome to another episode of New U City Chat. I'm Danielle Mercurio, here to help you fiercely navigate the city pavements to find your dream. So a lot of people ask me, what's New U City all about? And I tend to explain that it's typically for individuals that are still adjusting or newly navigating their way through a city, and at the same time really looking to build their confidence and look their hottest, most fabulous selves. And someone asked me recently, well, is it like they came here for Sex in the City and then it turned out that it's more like Girls? And in a lot of ways, yes, it is like that. What we tend to do when we move to a big city is we need to relate to something. And the media is a great way to do that. So we look at all these shows that glamorize the city lifestyle and we try to make that our own urban experience. So for example, let's say Carrie Bradshaw. With her, everything was just fashion forward, fearless, fun, chic, and everything just seemed to magically go her way, as if the city was made exactly for her. And then you have someone like Hannah from Girls, where things are a little bit more alternative. There may be more gnarly apartments and men, and it's so much harder to get a job and find your identity and who you are. And in a lot of ways we can relate to that too. The thing is, with shows like Sex and the City, we forget that when that series started, the women in the show, they were already in their 30s. They had already been in a city for well over 10 years and had already been in a place where they've gone through a lot of the initial hardships of being in a new city and have gotten through that all and have a better sense of who they are and themselves. And then, with a show like Girls, it tends to over-dramatize the whole idea of moving to a city and how hard it is and all the struggles and the traps that we get ourselves into. And it's easy to want to identify with both of them. And honestly, all the situations you see in any kind of show that depicts New York or LA or any other big city are true in a lot of ways. But at the same time, they're also false and a false reality for us. But unfortunately, when we move somewhere new, we want to create the experiences that we already know. And even the people that aren't in our environment with us, that want to support us, they call us and check up on us and want to know how our city lifestyle is. And they also think that it will be dependent on what they've seen in the movies and on TV. So we want to, instead of figuring out how to navigate the city on our own, we try to just identify ourselves with a character, and we think that that's going to work. And unfortunately, it really doesn't, because instead of building a life for yourself, you're building a life that's based on someone else. And there's a lot of disconnect that can happen because of it. So what I would encourage you to do if you are new to a city is to, first of all, be really patient. Take your time to get to know your surroundings, get your neighborhood, make new friends. Don't feel like you have to compare yourself to anyone else. Don't feel like when someone calls to ask you what's going on that you have to give them, these great, big, elaborate stories. They'll come in time. It's just one of those things where you know that your city has so much potential to be everything that you want to make it, but it's just going to take a little bit of just feeling it out and just getting to know your surroundings and feeling really comfortable. And then from that, the new experiences come, the stories come, the familiarity will build upon that. And you have to remember too that when you look at someone else's journey, that's their journey. It's not yours. You're exactly where you need to be right now. So don't wish for things to be different and just accept them as they are. And so with that, again, I encourage you to remember that what you see on TV, it's wonderful. Clearly, there's a reason we identify and we connect to it. But remember that your experience is truly unique to you. And so I invite you to embrace that, to be your own character, to develop your own crazy stories. And you will have a plethora of them, I promise you, no matter what city you're in. So go out there, have fun, be you, and I'll talk to you next time.